What's poppin', everybody? It's the Saber54 and I have a new exciting deck profile to show you guys today. I'm excited about this one because it evolves around regular Pokemon, and for once it might actually be at least decent. It still won't be amazing, but it's definitely performed a lot better than Aggron, Giraffaric, and Chandelure. So it's pretty much going to be a spread deck. Some of the faces are going to be a little bit familiar with other decks that I've used that I tried these cards out. This Hisuian Overquill and the Hisuian Braviary. These are cards that attack for free. Braviary is a lot of the times used in that Tsarina deck where you try to do that combo and kill off your opponent and they can't attack you, that kind of thing. We're not trying to do a combo like that, but we are trying to spread damage for no energy. And the heart and soul of the deck, what really is going to make it work, is this Frosslass, new card from Twilight Masquerade. Is one of my favorites. It's based on the Majestic Dawn Bronzong, another card that I really dig from back in the day. Pretty similar. It works from the bench too. Basically, as long as you got Frosslass anywhere on your field, you put one damage counter on each of your opponent, on each Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, that have an ability. Except Frosslass. So basically, you just don't hit this dude. Because back in the day, Bronzong, he had a Poke Body and he hit dudes with Poke Power, so he wasn't going to hit himself. These days, they got to do like semantics like that. Because they made the mistake of getting rid of powers and bodies, turning them into abilities. But that's a different story. But you can basically hit everything besides Frosslass. And that's going to go a long way. Most of the good decks use Pokemon with abilities. Even if it's just a few, the damage is going to add up. And because it's between turns, it seriously is going to add up before you know it. This effect also stacks because it's going to work from the bench too. So we can get a bunch of Frosslass out. And then you're going to get a lot of free spread. I really like this deck because it also just gets a nice almost auto win against bullshit ass Snorlax stall decks. You know, you get these out and you don't care if they get you stuck. You don't care about switching. You're just gonna get these out and then they can't stop the Frosslass and then they lose. But it's gonna be good against any deck that uses a lot of Pokemon with abilities. So that's the plan. 0 energies in the deck so we can run all of these Pokemon and have enough space for lots of trainers too and disruption. And that's what we're gonna do. Get the Froslasses out. Get the Hisuian Overquill and hit our opponent for poison too. If they can't switch, this damage is also going to add up. And then eventually, if they got a bunch of hurt dudes, Braviary can come in and just put even more damage on everybody. And then they can't escape Pokemon dying. That's the plan. So we do 4 and 4 for the Frosslass, max it out. I do the Snorunt that lets you draw a card with Collect, but I don't have any energy, so it doesn't matter. I think this one is cuter though than the other one. Both have 60 HP. Then we got the Overquill. This is the one you want to run because you can do Spiny Rush, and maybe if you get lucky with heads, you're gonna get some extra free damage too before you evolve. All the other ones have 80 HP too, I believe. And then the Rufflet. I like the artwork on this one better than the other one. They got the same HP, and basically the attack isn't gonna matter once again. Needs energies. And yeah, 2 and 2 for the Braviary, max out the Overquill, and then max out the Frosslass. It adds up to a total of 20 round Pokemon. So we got 0 energy, so we got 40 trainers in the deck. It's a lot of space for a lot of stuff. We're gonna max out our basic Pokemon consistency with Buddy Buddy Pofin and Nest Ball. That's all I really got. It should be good enough, I suppose, to get you your stuff early. I got a max amount of trekking shoes too, so we can just use this and maybe we'll reveal a Pofin or an S-Ball if we don't open with it. So that's something good. I max out the Crushing Hammer too, Disruption card. You gotta get lucky with this, but if you do, it's gonna be good. I run a bunch of supporters that just draw cards depending on how thin my hand is, so if we miss this, it's not gonna matter too much. But we don't want to miss it. So max it out. And then I also do 1 Lost Vacuum. This is the first time I'm running this card in any kind of deck. Just removal Nowadays you got these A-spec tools giving extra HP and shit, and if I can get rid of that, it'd be good. Somebody runs that. We can just get rid of any tool or stadium because I can afford the space, and I don't really need all of the cards in here. I can just discard some stuff. A tech of this is not bad. And then I do double counter catcher too, the secret rare as well. I don't even remember when I got this, but we're probably gonna be behind prizes, so this should be live. I still got 1 boss's orders in the deck, but 2 of this should be pretty sweet too. Get something stuck and then get even more spread. Should be nice. And the ace-spec of choice is going to be the Unfair Stamp. I believe this is the best card to run in this sort of deck once again, because we're not really going to be getting prizes. My opponent is going to probably get the first prize, and then you can just use this, disrupt your opponent, limit their hand, and then you draw a decent amount of cards, so it's more consistency. I prefer this over something like Prime Catcher in this deck, but it wouldn't be bad because I actually don't have a switch. I possibly should include maybe 1, but the thing is that I don't, besides a few very extreme cases, I don't really care about switching. Like if they get something stuck, like the Frosslass, I mean, they're gonna have to kill it to just, if they're gonna keep getting prizes, and then I'm gonna promote my attacking Pokemon again. In rare occasions, I guess, if they get something like that stuck and then they can snipe around my bench, then it's gonna be pretty bad. But, I mean, it's a pretty rare occasion. I decided to run the deck without a switch, so that's the point. Same for Prime Catcher. I'd rather have the Unfair Stamp here. Makes sense in this deck. We run a lot of stadiums over here too. I got the double Pokemon League headquarters. Just basic Pokemon need 1 more energy to attack. So a lot of Pokemon that are meta now are basics. Just a lot of decks are based on basic Pokemon. You got the future decks, the ancient decks. You got, what else? Like, yeah, Ogerpon, Raging Bolt. That's a basic too. Perhaps Chien-Pao. What else? I'm sure there's other stuff that I'm missing. It's gonna come up. It's gonna be useful. And I do double of Calamitous Snowy Mountain too. So this only works on basic non-water Pokemon, but I guess in the beginning, if you get this early, you might get some free damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. If they attach an energy before they evolve, it could work. It's a counter stadium at the end of the day. If you want to do more of the headquarters, I wouldn't blame you, but I'm doing 2 and 2. That's basically it. And I think that's it. Everything else is just supporters. We run a lot of supporters because we can afford to, and we're gonna need to do so as well, so that we see stuff. Because if you don't see supporters, you're gonna break real fast. Max out the ENO, standard stuff. Do triple of Grusha. This technically should be your best supporter because I don't run any energies in the deck. So this is always gonna give you the extra bonus of draw until you have 7. So it's pretty good. I just have 3 though, so I'm doing 3. I could have crafted another one, but I guess 3 is good enough. I'm running other supporters too, like Cynthia. It should be pretty good too. When something is dying, draw until we have 8. It's gonna be even better than Grusha. And then I do double of Morty's Conviction. You know, we don't really care too much about discarding some stuff. It's gonna draw a decent amount depending on your opponent's bench Pokemon. If you can draw a straight 5, it's good, I suppose. I wish we had some different supporters, but it's what we got. I got the 1 Miriam for Pokemon Recovery and Draw. Pretty good. And then last supporter is Arizu. Just max her out. Just gonna get me straight 3 evolution Pokemon. And we need a lot of different dudes, so I think she's the best chick for the job. Yeah, get 3 evolutions. Once you use like maybe 1, then you're probably not gonna need to use anymore, so you can just discard her. But we max her out so we can see her early. And this is the deck, guys. It's an original idea, I want to say. I haven't seen anybody else using this. But Frosslass, it has seen play in other decks like Greninja and other random anti-meta decks. But you can just use it with the Hisuian Pokemon that attack for free too. Don't forget. So I'll show you guys matches, of course, quite a few, and hope you look forward to it because I've been enjoying this deck. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What